Hey everybody, hi, Lucas Hassel here. I'm back with a new reaction. I'm going back to Dimash. In a reaction during Quran Elim, I mentioned it would be so great to just see him in a white room by himself and so forth. And then everybody was like, well, that video exists. From the Tokyo Jazz Festival, he sang a song, I believe, called Samaltau. I apologize for the pronunciation if that's wrong. And so I am excited to see Dimash without the frills of a beautiful concert arena or fabulous backdrops, and just see him at his purest. So I'm excited to check this out. Wow, haunting, haunting. I'm pulled straight in. Look at Dimash right there, just focused, I guess in a meditative state, just taking in the sounds around him. I believe it's the same instrument that was used in Quran Elim, so maybe that's a Kazakh instrument, a traditional instrument there. It may even be the same musician that sat at the piano and played. I think the guy on the left maybe. And this is the white room I was craving. Just sounds and just Dimash, no reverb, no large audience. So spot on so far. Those mandolins of sorts, maybe? In his own world, getting his breathing down deep, cross-legged on a chair, strong. Oh, he's awoken. What a beautiful intro. Feels very personal to him, like a national sound, a sound that I'm not used to, the sort of two-stringed mini cello. I mean, it's a horrible term for it. I'm familiar with that instrument. Maybe someone can let me know in the descriptions below. But seeing here the cross dissolve, where I paused it, his eyes are open, he's looking out. It feels like he's transported somewhere else. He's in his own, whether he's out in the widths of the space of Kazakhstan or wherever he is in his mind. That is what this meditative state has brought him to. So let's hear what his voice does in this song.
Yes,
sorry to stop here. He unusually for him, the videos I've seen, the songs I've seen of his before, he starts out very softly, very small to pull you in, and here he goes straight in with a clear, forceful note, and then just plays with that crack in his voice. It's beautiful the way he can masterfully go from a strong sort of, I guess, a chest voice. I'm not, professionally trained to know the terminology, but it feels like a strong chest voice into that sort of crack, and then pull back into a much softer. I suppose it's in Russian. I used the video from his channel, and I don't see subtitles option on it, so sorry folks. I wish I understood what he was singing, but it doesn't really detract from what's going on because it's clear. His voice is as clear as I've ever heard it, I think. None of these distractions around him, and he's incredibly focused. So I'm going to go back a little bit and enjoy this all over. Singing in that position, it must be difficult to get this support. So it's not a traditional sort of pop song with a, with a chorus and then this. It's like, it's a very different song, and it's not a flashy song. It's not, it probably would not find its way onto the top 10 charts because it doesn't have all those sort of popular elements, but it is beautiful. It is different. It feels authentic to him. And I feel like when he sings in his own language like this, the connection may be even deeper than in some of the other songs. I really feel that he is in his own world here and in his element. What he sings really means something to him. So I'm looking forward to reading in the comments below the translation of these words, if any of you know them. He's such a gift, this guy. Dimash never ceases to impress me. I'm always taken in by him. His voice is just crystal clean and clear, and he can do so much with it. It's such a pleasure. So a couple of things there before he goes into this beautiful bit. You can tell he's super sensitive to the two musicians on either side of him, which is something I haven't seen before, because in the big arenas and so forth, he's basically using his earpiece and he just has to focus on keeping in key. Here, because it's such a delicate, soft piece, he is super aware of what the musicians are doing around him, and he is tempering the timbre of his voice to match that, to not overpower them, until he then goes into this segment where clearly it's called for, where he raises the power of his voice, and then he has this ability to go into the operatic part of his voice, and then he goes up there and then immediately just puts a little frill on it and pulls back softly to this other part of his register. It's just masterful. I'm gonna watch that. We're about to get to that. You have the Rainmaker. I think it's called the Rainmaker. Oh. Phew! How great was that? Thank you for recommending this. I honestly had no idea when I said I would love to see him sing in a white room that this existed. I mean, people are not going to believe that, I'm sure. I had no idea. So I feel like it's serendipitous that I can actually go and watch a video with him in a white room and two musicians with, original, authentic, old instruments, I suppose, and then him just titrating his voice beautifully to match the tone of what he's going after. I mean, seeing him there in meditation at the beginning and just finding his spot, and seeing him just respectful to these musicians' talent around him as well, that is not about just him and his voice, which most of the time it is, but here it was really a true triangle of musical inspiration. So thank you for this, and thank you for checking it out. Please keep the suggestions coming. There are many more things I would like to watch and react to, so I always check out the comments, and thank you for being along for the ride.